Chosen one, do you feel that unexplainable stirring deep within your heart? That sudden awareness that something greater is calling out to you, urging you not to miss the window of opportunity that is right before your eyes. Tonight is your last chance to change everything, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by a divine appointment that has brought you here in this very moment. Your struggles, your battles, your countless tears, none of them have been wasted. They have been leading you toward this precise second where faith meets destiny and hope meets manifestation. If you have ever wondered when the tides might finally turn in your favor, the answer is echoing right now. It is happening tonight. Close your eyes for a moment and think back on everything that has pushed you to the brink. The heartbreaks that almost shattered you, the nights you spent pleading for a miracle, the mornings you woke up unsure of how you would make it through another day. None of that was random. Those chapters were woven into the epic story of your life, so that you would appreciate and fully embrace the breakthrough that is about to be unleashed. The fires you walked through served a greater purpose than you realized. They were refining you, sculpting your spirit, and preparing you to receive blessings beyond anything you have ever imagined. This is not just another motivational speech to listen to and scroll past. This is a sacred call, a divine invitation for you to rise from the ashes of your past and step into your birthright of freedom, abundance, and unimaginable success. Do not underestimate the magnitude of what is happening in your soul right now. Every cell in your body can sense that something is shifting in the atmosphere. You have prayed, pleaded, and fought to get here. Now, heaven itself is opening doors that once seemed permanently sealed shut. Hear this clearly. Tonight could be the pivotal moment in your life's timeline. Tonight is not a random evening. Tonight is the night that separates all that was from all that will be. It is your last chance to choose a path of fearless faith, to let go of the lie that your dreams are too big or too far away. It is your moment to claim the promise that was set aside for you before you were even born. Do not let it slip through your fingers. Even as I speak these words, I sense that wave of hesitation stirring. It is the same voice that has whispered lies of unworthiness and planted seeds of doubt in your mind. Who am I to hope for this, it says. Maybe it is for someone else, someone more deserving. But that voice is not truth, it is fear. It is the echo of past disappointments trying to keep you hostage in a place of lack and scarcity. Tonight is the night you silence that voice and step into the radiant glow of your true identity. You are chosen. You are designed for greatness. And you were never meant to live under the weight of defeat. As sure as the sun rises every single day, the tide is turning in your favor. The plans lined up against you are being dismantled right now. The obstacles that looked like Goliaths a moment ago are shrinking into nothingness under the power of divine intervention. You have been led here for a reason, and it is not a small one. This is the culmination of every trial you have weathered, every prayer you have cried, and every hope you have dared to hold in your heart. Surrender your fears, release your doubts, position yourself to receive, and watch how quickly the winds of change transform your life. If you feel even the slightest flicker of faith igniting within you, I want you to do something bold, right here, right now. Type 777 in the comments below, a symbolic act of stepping out in faith. You might think it is just a simple gesture, but it carries a powerful spiritual weight. In typing those 3 digits, you are declaring that you are ready to embrace what God has for you, and that you refuse to let this last chance slip away. You are casting a vote of confidence in the unstoppable plan unfolding before you. Take a deep breath. Feel that electricity in the air. It is the tangible presence of possibility. For so long you might have felt stuck, invisible, overlooked. But tonight changes that narrative entirely. Look at the heroes of faith throughout history, ordinary people who said yes when the moment arrived. David stepped onto the battlefield with nothing but a sling and stones. Ruth followed Naomi into an unknown land. Joseph trusted his dreams, even when betrayal and injustice tried to silence them. Each one had a pivotal moment, an hour in which they could have chosen to quit or move forward in audacious faith. You, my friend, are in your pivotal moment right now. Do not be surprised if you feel a bit uneasy. Change can be uncomfortable because it stretches us beyond familiar territory. But staying where you are will only guarantee more of the same. Trust that there is so much more to be discovered. You are one decision away, one leap of faith away from seeing your entire life realign with destiny. Can you see it? The vision that has glimmered in your quiet moments is not just wishful thinking. It is a preview of coming attractions. A stirring from heaven that assures you greater is on the way. Yet faith is not just believing that things can change, it is acting like they already have. When you step out as if the breakthrough has already arrived, mountains begin to move. The unseen becomes visible and the intangible turns into tangible blessings. It requires you to walk away from the old mindset, the old habits, and the old dialogues that insisted life had to be small and limited. You do not serve a limited God, so why accept a limited existence? Tonight is not an invitation to mediocrity. Tonight is a call to boldness. It is a call to declare with unwavering conviction, I am done settling for crumbs when I know there is a feast prepared for me. You have to decide that enough is enough. Enough of surviving, enough of just getting by, enough of waking up in the morning with a sense of dread rather than excitement. Enough of thinking that miracles are for someone else and not for you. That era of your life ends now. Stay with me until the very end of this message because I believe there is a divine instruction waiting for you, something that will catapult you into a new realm of blessings and opportunities. Do not let your phone distract you. Do not let your mind drift back to worry. The next few moments could radically reshape your destiny. Chosen one, do you realize what is happening? The chains of lack, fear, and anxiety are falling off. The door that once looked so impossibly heavy is creaking open. Sometimes, the biggest miracle is the shift within your own heart. The moment you truly believe that your tomorrow is not doomed to look like your yesterday. God sees you. Every tear you have cried, every secret cry of your heart, He has not missed a single one of them. And He is moving. He is orchestrating connections, aligning resources, and softening the hearts of those who will help you step into your harvest season. I want you to feel that reverberation in your spirit. This is a crucial hour, and passivity has no place here. Right now, beyond the screen, heaven is applauding your faith, cheering you on to take that brave step. Will you answer the call? Will you choose to let go of the reasons why it can't happen and start focusing on the reasons why it can? Remember, everything can change in a single night. Your darkest valley can transform into the brightest peak. The question is never about whether God can. It is about whether you will allow yourself to receive. There are souls tied to your yes. People you have not even met yet are going to be blessed by your breakthrough. When you flourish, you become a vessel of hope and an inspiration to those still lost in their own despair. This is bigger than just your own comfort or satisfaction. You have been designated to stand tall, as a living testament that hope never disappoints and faith can move mountains. Imagine the ripple effect when you step into the fullness of who you were created to be. Your story will be the reason someone else doesn't give up. If you sense that you are being guided to break old cycles of debt, of heartbreak, of unfulfilling relationships, know that tonight is a holy moment for that chain breaking to happen. You do not need a complicated formula or a million confirmations. You just need that spark of faith to become a blazing fire. If you have been contending for a financial breakthrough, do not be surprised if unexpected opportunities pop up out of nowhere. If you have been praying for healing, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, get ready to see improvements that baffle every doubter around you. God is in the business of exceeding our wildest expectations. Some of you have been running on empty, feeling like there is nothing left to give. You have poured yourself out for others only to be left drained and disillusioned. But I am here to declare that your season of replenishing is upon you. Receive that word deep in your heart. The dryness is about to be flooded with living water. The seeds you planted in tears are about to yield a harvest so abundant that you will not even remember the sorrow of planting season. Others of you have been in a standoff with fear, waiting for absolute certainty before you take the leap. Let tonight be the night you say, "Enough. I choose faith over certainty. I choose God's leading over my comfort." There is a reason faith is so highly regarded. Faith means stepping forward even when the entire path isn't lit. A single step of faith can set off a chain reaction of miracles in your life. But it begins with you refusing to let this chance slip away. So, chosen one, are you ready to shift your mindset from fear to expectancy? Are you ready to see your darkest night give way to the dawn of a new day? Then declare it right here, right now. Comment 777 below, letting the universe and every lingering doubt know that you are all in. This is your sign, your moment, your permission to believe for the impossible. The mere act of writing those 3 digits is a spiritual transaction. It is you standing firm, planting your flag of faith in the ground of destiny, refusing to be swayed by the storms around you. God honors bold moves. History is written by those who said yes when the moment arrived, not by those who hesitated until it was too late. Do not let the negativity from others, or even from your own past, talk you out of what is reserved for you. Their disbelief does not cancel your calling. Their scoffing does not negate your anointing. In fact, sometimes the very resistance you face is proof that you are on the brink of something extraordinary. No one tries to block a person who isn't a threat to the kingdom of darkness. The opposition often intensifies when your breakthrough is near. Chosen one, fix your gaze forward. The road behind you may have been paved with disappointment, but the road ahead is glimmering with promise. This does not mean you will never face challenges again, but it does mean that you will face them from a position of power, confidence, and divine favor. The tests and trials will no longer define you. They will merely refine the warrior spirit within. And once you step into that divine warrior identity, nothing can pull you back into the shadows of limitation. Feel that stirring, that flutter in your spirit? It is the voice of destiny calling out, louder than your fears, louder than your regrets, louder than the voices who said you could never make it. I urge you, do not ignore that voice. Do not silence your own greatness. This moment is so much more than another day, another hour. This moment is brimming with potential that can unlock a lifetime of blessing. Some of you have been praying for a clear sign, and I firmly believe this is it. The timing is no accident. The words are not random. There is a divine setup in motion, meticulously prepared for you to walk into. God takes pleasure in showing you how loved and cherished you are. All he needs is your yes, your willing heart, your decision to seize the moment that has been appointed specifically for you. When you do, the floodgates open, and you will look back on tonight as the turning point that changed everything. Picture what your life could look like if you truly believed in your own calling, your own anointing. Visualize finances overflowing, where you no longer have to scramble at the end of the month. See relationships restored, your heart free from the scars of old wounds. Imagine waking up each morning with joy, purpose, and the unshakable assurance that your steps are guided by a force bigger than yourself. That is not a fantasy, that can be your reality. The only thing standing between you and that vision is your decision to believe and act. Even as I say these words, I know something within you is resonating, fiercely longing for this to be true. Let me confirm it for you. It is true. The God who parted seas, who resurrected the dead, who made impossible things happen, has not changed. That same power is alive and active for those who dare to believe. And guess what? You are one of those believers. You are the chosen one, set apart to demonstrate what it looks like when faith collides with destiny. But remember, faith is an action word. It thrives on your willingness to move, to trust, and to stand in the face of uncertainty. You might still be wondering, why tonight? Because sometimes we need a deadline to ignite the urgency within. We need a midnight hour that compels us to stop procrastinating and finally claim what has been calling out to us all along. This is your midnight hour. This is your final invitation to step beyond the edge of hesitation and into the realm of supernatural possibility. And make no mistake, the spirit of limitation is trembling because it knows you are about to break free. Chosen one, if you let this moment pass, you may never know what might have been. Do not give tomorrow's regrets the fuel they need to haunt you. Instead, decide here and now, I will not miss my divine appointment. I refuse to settle. I choose to believe that I am worthy of the overflow that heaven is pouring out. That is how you break cycles. That is how you rewrite the story. That is how you shift from surviving to thrive. Pause and reflect. How many times have you come close to giving up? How many nights did you stay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if it was all worth it? Tonight, you get to answer that question once and for all. Yes, it is worth it. Yes, every tear, every heartbreak, every disappointment was worth the growth and strength you gained, because it all led you to this crossroad of transformation. God never intended for you to live in perpetual struggle. There is a difference between going through a valley season and setting up permanent residence there. If you have grown accustomed to lack, heartbreak, or anxiety, let this message jolt you awake. You do not have to stay in that pattern one day longer. The door is open, the atmosphere is ripe, the anointing for breakthrough is heavy right now. But you have to say yes, you have to step forward, even if your knees are trembling. Faith does not require the absence of fear, it requires the audacity to move forward in spite of fear. That is what separates those who remain stuck from those who surge ahead into their promised land. I promise you, your promised land is not an abstract idea. It is a real place of peace, joy, financial stability, and spiritual authority that you can walk in daily. But you must cross the threshold of faith. You must do it tonight. So, chosen one, let the old narratives crumble. Let the doubt that has haunted you be overshadowed by the roaring truth of your divine identity. Let the negativity that once held you back be swallowed up by the promise of a new day. You stand on holy ground, and your miracle is already unfolding in the unseen realm. All you need to do is claim it, to rise up with a righteous indignation that says, I was not born to settle, I was born to soar. If you can sense the weight of this moment, if something deep inside of you is crying out, this is my time, then seize it. Seize it with both hands, and do not look back. Comment 777 below as a way of signaling that you are choosing to embrace this final chance, that you refuse to let it pass you by. Let that be your rallying cry, your banner of faith that declares you are open, willing, and ready for the unimaginable transformation that is already on its way. Remember, you are not alone in this. Even if people around you do not understand, even if they question your sudden surge of faith, heaven is celebrating your boldness. The angels rejoice when a person dares to stand on the truth of who God created them to be. You are stepping out of the shadows of doubt and into the spotlight of divine purpose. And the audience of heaven is clapping with resounding joy. This entire journey, every twist and turn, has been leading to a chapter that is about to be written in golden letters. Make no mistake, your tears have watered the soil of your future harvest, and that harvest is about to burst forth with a grandeur that will leave you speechless. This is not about hype. This is about the unstoppable reality of grace, favor, and unmerited blessings that follow a heart surrendered to God's calling. Open your eyes, chosen one, and see with the vision of faith. The path may still have obstacles, but you are no longer walking it alone or in confusion. Now, you walk it with destiny marching at your side, with faith illuminating your steps, and with a heavenly roar cheering you on. You walk it knowing that every heartbreak was redeemable. Every setback was a setup for a massive comeback. Tonight, as you lay your head on the pillow, let your mind be flooded with the assurance that something miraculous is in motion. Let your heart rest in the promise that you have not missed your moment, that in fact your greatest chapter is only just beginning. Let your spirit soar with the anticipation that tomorrow you will see the first signs of a new era dawning in your life.
Do not let fear talk you out of it. Do not let past disappointments whisper that this is too good to be true. It is not too good. It is God. When he steps into the equation, the impossible bows and the supernatural becomes your new normal. That is what you are stepping into. That is the realm where your prayers become testimonies and your battles become coronations. Chosen one, this is it. The summons has been issued. Tonight is your last chance to fully embrace the shift, to let faith override fear, to let love cancel out lies, and to let hope reign supreme in your mind. There is no time left for hesitation or second guessing. The momentum is building like a tidal wave that cannot be stopped. Will you ride it, or will you watch it pass by? You hold the answer in your hands, in your heart. Everything can change in a flash if you say yes. That is the kind of God you serve. One who can accelerate what should have taken years into mere moments. One who can restore in a single instant what the enemy spent decades trying to destroy. One who can elevate you from the pits of hopelessness to a mountaintop of victory so fast your head will spin. And so, I implore you, do not let this night pass as just another evening. Do not let it fade into the backdrop of mundane life. Mark it down. Remember it, because this is the line in the sand between your old season and your new. The angels are waiting for your response. Heaven is prepared to move on your behalf. The gates are open wide, and the King of Glory is ready to pour out blessings that will forever change your story. I need you to hang on every word now, because in just a moment, we will move into a powerful activation of faith that will seal this moment in your spirit. Keep your heart open and do not click away. Your destiny depends on your willingness to stand at the threshold of the unknown and say, "Yes, Lord, I trust you." If the tears are welling up in your eyes right now, do not push them back. Let them flow. Those tears are a sign that your spirit recognizes truth. You are shedding the final remnants of doubt, fear, and unbelief. You are stepping into a new dimension where you will walk with confidence, knowing that you carry the favor of the Almighty. Chosen one, tonight truly is your last chance to change everything. But it is not a threat. It is a glorious invitation. An invitation to banish your old limitations and jump headfirst into the whirlwind of grace and purpose that has been swirling around you. It is an invitation to live without regret, without looking over your shoulder, without wondering what if. The door is open. The only question is whether you will walk through it. Take a deep breath. Let your lungs fill with the electrifying air of possibility. You have waited your whole life for an encounter like this, an opportunity to step out of the mundane and into the miraculous. This is your moment. And I promise you, if you embrace it wholeheartedly, the rest of your days will be marked by a before and after that will leave you in awe. Have you commented 777 yet? If not, do it now. Let heaven and earth see your declaration. Type those 3 digits and let them serve as a resounding amen to the prayer you have been carrying in your heart. Let them represent your unyielding belief that tonight is a holy appointment that will reshape your future. Every chain, every barrier, every lie that said you could not is bowing down right now. Every generational curse is losing its grip on your lineage. Every financial struggle, every emotional wound, every spiritual setback is surrendering to the authority of your Creator. You are being released into a future that sparkles with promise. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is the main event. And as these words wrap around your spirit, I want you to sense the shift. Can you feel it? The atmosphere around you is charged with divine power, ready to perform wonders in your life. The next time you look in the mirror, see someone transformed, someone carrying the mantle of victory. That is who you are. That is who you have always been, even when you forgot for a moment. Chosen one, I can sense the electricity of your faith still pulsing through every syllable you read. The flame has been ignited and there is no turning back now. You have said yes to this moment, yes to the stirring deep in your soul that refuses to be silenced. You have chosen to believe that tonight is different, charged with supernatural possibility and a rare urgency that you cannot afford to ignore. Embrace that urgency. Lean into the thrill of stepping out in faith. If your heart is racing, good. That means you are alive to the promise resonating in these words. Hear this. Your past can no longer hold you hostage. The guilt, the shame, the regrets, none of them have the authority to override the destiny beckoning you. Yes, you have made mistakes. We all have. Yes, you have struggled in ways that felt unrelenting. But the minute you decided to step into this sacred hour, you opened the door for redemption to flood every corner of your life. Every misstep can be repurposed into a lesson that propels you forward. Every lost dream can be resurrected if you will just dare to believe. Your future is not a product of your past. It is birthed from your decision in this very moment to trust in something greater than yourself. Look at yourself through the lens of heaven. You are not defined by limitations, labels, or the opinions of others. You carry a divine signature that marks you as infinitely valuable. Sometimes life can beat us down so hard that we lose sight of that signature, forgetting that we were created with intention and love. But I declare over you right now, rise up and reclaim your identity. You have been labeled as chosen for a reason. And when you start to see yourself as heaven sees you, the atmosphere around you shifts. That is not self-help fluff. It is spiritual truth. As a person thinks in their heart, so they become. So think of yourself as victorious, unstoppable, and deeply loved, because that is precisely what you are. If any voice in your head is still clinging to doubt, let this be the night that voice is silenced once and for all. Doubt has served only to keep you in cycles of stagnation. It has told you lies like, maybe next time, or what if it doesn't work out? But next time is no longer an option. This is the time. This is the apex moment where your destiny is calling you out of the shadows of hesitation into the light of bold decision-making. There is no more space for lukewarm commitment. Lukewarm has never moved mountains. Only faith on fire has that power. You might be thinking, but what about my resources, my finances, my connections? Let me tell you something. When you align with destiny, resources chase you. The finances you need, the relationships that will elevate you, and the open doors you have been praying for will start appearing. That is how you know you are in the flow of divine purpose. Everything you once chased now begins to pursue you. It does not mean you will not work hard. It means your hard work will be supernaturally multiplied. You do your part, and heaven does the rest. Suddenly, the 5 loaves and 2 fish you offer will feed thousands. That is the beauty of faith-led expansion. Think of Moses standing before the Red Sea. In the natural, it looked impossible. An entire nation behind him, a seemingly insurmountable barrier ahead. But God had already made a way where there was no way. Moses just had to lift his staff, step forward in faith, and witness the miraculous. Tonight, I want you to see yourself in Moses' shoes. Whatever stands before you as an impossible sea of circumstances is about to part. Not tomorrow, not a year from now. Tonight, as you activate your faith, the path forward becomes clear. And when it does, your job is to walk through it without a backward glance. But do not think for a second that stepping into this moment will go unchallenged. The very fact that it is your last chance to change everything often attracts resistance. You might notice distractions popping up like never before, crises threatening to derail your new commitment, or people in your life suddenly questioning your decisions. Recognize these as symptoms of a spiritual pushback, because the darkness trembles when it sees someone on the verge of a life-changing breakthrough. The good news is, no level of darkness can extinguish a heart set ablaze by faith. Let that boldness rise within you, chasing away every doubt and every voice that says you should settle for less. Look around and see how far you have already come. You are not the same person you were last year, last month, or even last week. Every challenge has deposited wisdom and resilience in you. The version of you standing here tonight is a refined warrior, prepared for triumph in ways you might not even fully appreciate. Give yourself permission to celebrate the progress, no matter how small it may seem, because the same God who started a good work in you is faithful to bring it to completion. This moment of stepping out is part of that completion process. Remember, the simplest acts of faith can trigger monumental results. When the Israelites marched around Jericho, it was not a grand display of might in the natural sense. It was a seemingly odd instruction. Yet, their obedience caused walls to crumble. In the same way, your obedience tonight, your willingness to say yes, might look small to the outside world, but in the spirit realm, it is tearing down walls that have imprisoned you for far too long. Do not underestimate the power of your surrender. Chosen one, if you have not yet typed 777 in the comments, do it now. Let it symbolize your Jericho march, your statement that walls are falling and a new horizon is emerging. This is about more than a number on a screen. It is about demonstrating that you mean business with heaven. It is your outward sign of an inward shift, your public commitment to a private revelation. Watch what happens in your life when you make this stand of faith. Every moment in this life is precious. Time does not slow down for anyone. If you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you might wait until your days have slipped away. But God is the God of Kairos moments. Moments when eternity invades our ordinary world and turns everything upside down. This is one of those moments. The sense of urgency is no accident. The prompting in your heart is not your imagination. It is a divine nudge telling you that you cannot afford to wait a second longer. You were built for such a time as this, and heaven is handing you a pen to write your next chapter differently from anything that came before. Let the naysayers say what they will. Critics will always be there. Some might roll their eyes and call you naive. Others might scoff at your sudden burst of faith. Let them. They are not the author of your destiny. God is. In the end, the only real tragedy is if you look back on this night full of regret, wishing you had trusted a bit more, believed a bit sooner, acted a bit bolder. Refuse to give regret that power. Instead, let faith be your driving force. Soon enough, those who doubted you might just be the ones asking how you did it, how you shifted from barely getting by to thriving in every area of your life. There is no better time than now to speak life over your situation. If you have been using words of defeat, change your language. Begin declaring, I am blessed, I am favored, I am walking into my destiny. Doors are opening for me that no one can shut. Words carry creation power, especially when they align with God's will for your life. The very air around you can shift when you speak in agreement with divine promises. Suddenly, new doors swing wide open, fresh ideas flood your mind, and your energy levels skyrocket because you are in harmony with a higher truth. In the stillness of your spirit, you know you are meant for more. Maybe you have tried to talk yourself out of it, telling yourself that you should be content with what you have. Contentment is beautiful, but not if it means burying your gifts out of fear. You can be grateful for where you are while actively stepping into greater dimensions of your calling. That tension between gratitude and ambition is where true expansion happens. Tonight, choose to be both grateful and expectant. Thank God for how far you have come, and at the same time, dare to believe that this is just the foundation for something even bigger. He is the God of immeasurably more than you can ask, think, or imagine. So dream bigger, pray bigger, expect bigger, because that is the language of faith, and faith always attracts the realm of miracles. One word of warning: as you feel the call to this higher place, do not be surprised if certain situations or even people begin to drift out of your life. Growth often comes with pruning. It is not personal, it is purposeful. When a gardener prunes a plant, it may look like cutting back, but it is actually making room for healthier growth. If you lose some relationships or find yourself outgrowing certain environments, do not panic. Trust the process. Sometimes you cannot step into your next season while holding on to everything from your last. Also, be prepared for sudden, explosive blessings that might overwhelm you at first. We talk about the shift, but few people are truly ready for how intense and swift it can be. You may find yourself stepping into opportunities that stretch your abilities, receiving financial windfalls that test your stewardship, or connecting with mentors who challenge your excuses. Embrace it. The same God who gives the increase is the one who will equip you to handle it. Chosen one, you are also stepping into a season of multiplication. Things you once had to do alone will now be supported by the right partnerships. Projects that felt stagnant will gain momentum overnight. Even the seeds you have sown in tears will multiply into a harvest that leaves you in awe of divine provision. This is not hype, it is the outcome of faithful expectation and alignment. Do you remember those moments when it felt like you were carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? That burden is being lifted. You are no longer to walk under the oppressive force of fear and scarcity. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And freedom is your new normal. Let that sink in. Freedom to dream without boundaries, to give without restraint, to love without fear of rejection, and to grow without the shackles of past failures. This is the life you were designed for. Even as you read these lines, something within you might still question if this is all real, if this can truly happen for you. I urge you to remember, we serve a God who specializes in the impossible. The entire universe was spoken into existence with a word. If that same creative power resides within you, how can you doubt the possibility of transformation in your life? Sometimes it is easier to believe for others than for ourselves. But tonight, God is making it personal. This is about you, your journey, your breakthrough. Own it. If your spirit is shouting, yes, this is for me, then let your actions confirm it. Comment 7777 if you have not yet. Share this message with someone else who needs a reminder that their story is far from over. Link arms with people who are also hungry for more. In unity, the anointing flows even more powerfully. Miracles often happen in community, so do not isolate yourself.